Sunshine Rossman, and I am on set with Cass and Prince Mason. And let's just say all the magic is going to be coming from me today.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Prince Mason. Today we're going to be looking at how I shot this soft beauty look and how you can achieve similar results by doing almost the same thing. Now the first thing I like to talk about is gear, and while we all agree that gear doesn't matter in a lot of situations, it does in some. I shot with my Canon EOS R5 and my Canon 100mm f2.8L lens, which is my favorite beauty combo right now. My main light was the Godox 8600 Pro, but for a beauty shoot like this, you really do not need that much power. You can get away with a 300 or 200 watt light like the Godox 8200, or probably any other light that you have that is a strobe light. I started the shoot with my aperture at f4, then I moved to f5 later just to make the image a bit sharper. I shot with a low aperture because I was trying to add some shallow depth of field to my image, just to give it the illusion of being a bit softer than usual. But be careful when you shoot with really shallow depth of field, especially for headshots, because if you're shooting with the long lens and you're shooting at like f2.8, you are most likely going to take the nose out of focus if you focus on the eyes, or maybe a huge part of the face. Except that's a creative decision, then you can just go ahead and shoot like that. But for the most part, just be careful. I also shot at 1/200th of a second, which is what I usually shoot at for headshots or for studio shots in general, because that is typically what your light's maximum sync speed is going to be. But if you decide that you want to shoot with high speed sync and your lights can do that, then you can go higher. But typically I'm at 1/200th of a second. But later I brought it down to 100th of a second, and I think it's just because I was messing around with the camera too much and I'm still not as familiar as possible. But just stick to 1/200th of a second. Now you guys know how it is. The ISO is always at ISO 100 when I shoot in the studio, except I am doing something that I don't do typically, or maybe just doing something out of the ordinary, and I decide to shoot with my ISO higher than 100. But typically ISO 100, it gives you the cleanest possible image, and it just makes your image really clean. So what do you think about the pictures?
Well, I feel like, obviously, like I said before, all the magic's coming from this little sexy motherfucker. But yeah, they look great.
And it's not me.
Nah, not really.
It has nothing to do with me.
Maybe just a little, like 15 to 10% out of 100. But like all I see is
You guys should definitely go follow Sunshine.
yeah. Oh yeah, shine_Rossman.
But anyways, let me walk you guys through my light setup and how, you know, putting your lights in specific places can help you get a certain look. So let's get into Photoshop and I will show you guys my light setup and how you can achieve the same setup too. So guys, I just quickly want to show you a few images before we get into the light setup, right? So this right here is the first look I went for, and I really loved it, but I just felt like it was too simple. But I got how I wanted her skin to look, and just wanted to add some light to it. And then I went to this other look, which I felt like just added a little bit of depth. The separation from the background, as you guys can see on the side, was really nice. And from there, you know, it's so easy to build up. Once you start shooting, you can just move from one light setup, add one thing or remove one thing to just, you know, change the whole look. And that's what we did here with this next look, and I absolutely love this picture. I'll be retouching this image and posting it very soon. So if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely go follow me there. And from there we move to this look. Now as you guys can see, this look and this one right here are quite similar. The major difference is the background, and we'll talk about how you can get, you know, either one, right? And then from there we got this one, which I absolutely love. Look at the before and after of this image. By the way, I think I've done a video on how I retouched this image, so if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check it out. I'll put a link in the description too, so you guys can see that. So yeah, so these are the images, and let's get into Photoshop and I can show you or explain my light setup. Now right here I have this octabox, or sorry, this deep parabolic, yeah, that I'm using, and it's just a cheap one that I got here from somebody called Goodmark in Nigeria. He sells cheap stuff modifiers. They don't last. I think you use them for a while, they just break, and then you have to get that one. So yeah, so let's talk about this look. So for the first look, which is this image right here, let's capture one. Let's get into capture one. For the first look, which is this image right here, what I was trying to achieve, I wanted specular highlights, right? I wanted the highlights to really shine, and there's just one way to go about that when you are shooting, and that is putting your light pretty far from your subject, and that way your reflections, or the way the light is going to bounce off your subject, is going to be different from when the light is really close. Remember, if you want soft light, you have to bring your light close to your subject, and if you want hard light, you have to move your light away from your subject. So I would say the distance was probably about, I think, 5 to 6 feet, probably somewhere around there. So let's just say 5 feet. Yeah, and that is the distance between our subject and our light. Now the next thing I did was just put my background further away from my subject, and that way light is not bouncing off my background. So instead of getting a white background, I am getting a grayish background, and the reason why I like that is I can easily change it to any color I want in post, and light is not bouncing off my subject. So for the first look, I did not use my strip box, so my strip box was off for the first look, and all I did was use this, and this was set to 1/32. Remember, my camera was set to f4, and I'm shooting with the Canon EOS R5 and a Canon 100mm f2 lens. So this was the setup for my first shoot. Also, I have a reflector here which just bounces light back and it fills up whatever shadows you have there, so you have really nice specular highlights. So remember, to get these type of specular highlights, all you have to do is put your light further from your subject, and it creates this nice highlights. Now if we are to talk about getting soft highlights, you want a soft roll off, then let's look at this right here, this look right here. Let's go all the way to the end. If you can see it, it's really soft. You have the light, look at the highlight on her forehead, it's really large. You can see the octabox in the parabolic in her eyes, or you just call it an octabox, doesn't matter. You can see in her eyes, it's really large, and the reason why it looks like this is because if we go back to Photoshop and I show you guys another setup, is that this light is really close to her. So I'll say this light was about 2 feet away from her, and we just have our reflector here which is bouncing light back. Now another thing that I did was that I just have this right here, this board right here that I just painted gray, and the reason why I like it is because it's so easy in a white studio. Because my studio is all white, it's easy for me to actually just change the color to black, or that's just by moving my subject away from the background, or make it gray and just put my subject close to the background. So I would say she's about 2 to 3 feet away from the background here, and the light is about 2 feet from her, and that way you get this really soft roll off, and you get this really soft highlights on her face, and that's really nice. So it depends on what you are going for. So we just went from our first look to our second look. By the way, I shot with the same light power, so 132, put that at the back of your mind. And because this light was closer to her at this point, and it was a lot brighter, we moved to f5 instead of f4. So yeah, put that at the back of your mind. Also, same setup, Canon EOS R5 and Canon 100mm L lens. So now let's jump to the middle. Let's go up and see this right here. Right? This right here is the setup. So we have this, which is set to 164, and we have this, which is set to 132, but it's just a bit further away from her, maybe about 3 to 4 feet away from her, and the distance between her and the background, it's practically the same thing, but she's just closer to the light than to the background. The light is going to illuminate her more than the background. And I also have my reflector here, which is bouncing light back at my subject. And that's about it. So if you guys can see, this right here is causing nice highlights here. We have this light right here, which is creating really nice highlights on the face. And that is how we are getting this look. Sorry, this look right here. So this is the before and this is the after. Before, after, before, after. So because the light was further from the subject, you can see the highlights. The highlights aren't as soft or as large as this look down here. So let's just scroll and put both images side to side like this. You guys can see this really nice light, soft roll off all over her face. But right here, because the light is further away from her, you have really I'll not say harsh, but harder highlights, and she looks a lot more defined. So yeah, always put that back of your mind. And for this look right here, which is a look that I always go for in almost all my photo shoots, it is really easy to do. All you have to do is just point. Let's just go back here and go all the way here. So all you have to do is just take out this right here. We're going to take out a strip box and just point our light at our background just to illuminate it. And what it's going to do is that it's going to create a nice rim around our subject and make the background blown out. Pretty simple. That's the easiest one to do. The difference between this look and this look is just one strip box at the side. The difference between this look and this look is taking the strip box away from the side and pointing the light at the background. Now the difference between this look right here and this particular look is just changing the background from white to gray, so that way we can get like a really dark background. And the difference between this look and this look is removing the strip box from the side here and bringing our light closer to our subject and our subject a little bit closer to our background. So just tiny things like that during your photo shoots will take your image from one look to another look. And I hope this helps somebody out there. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. What I want to say is, if you haven't checked out my digital store, definitely go check it out, and you guys can see my retouching essentials pack there, which I have right here and I absolutely love. Has 14 amazing actions that you can download, use to retouch better and retouch faster. And also do not forget to check out my skin tone lot. Love them, they are absolutely amazing. Definitely get it and try it out. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. By the way, like I said, if you haven't watched the video where I was going over how I retouched these images, definitely go check that video out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day, guys. Peace out.
Make sure you like this video and subscribe to his YouTube channel.